We've been talking a lot about, again, broadband and telehealth, and really kicking off the summit today by, having two of our panels, one looking at broadband, one looking at telehealth, because obviously we're bringing those two worlds together, and we want to make sure that we're examining all angles of that topic. And we've just been joined by a very special guest to talk about his take on broadband and telehealth. So I'd like to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of Michigan, Mr. Garland Gilchrist. He has a background in software engineering and technology social entrepreneurship. So broadband technology and telehealth are right in his wheelhouse. So I'd like to turn it over to the Lieutenant Governor to give some comments and his thoughts on this very important topic. And thank you for joining us today, the Lieutenant Governor.
Eric, thank you so much. And I want to thank everyone for being part of this really important summit today. The entire team at Connect Michigan has really stepped up in a big way for this important discussion. And there are so many people and organizations that have been interested and invested in ensuring connectivity across the state of Michigan. And as Eric alluded to, my background coming from the technology world, having recognized both in my life and the lives of others, the power of connecting people and connecting communities is something that is very, very near and dear to my heart and is a key priority for this administration. It shouldn't really surprise anybody that me and Gretchen Whitmer are well versed in the need to improve our infrastructure. We are literally known as the people who want to fix infrastructure and fix roads, but infrastructure is a lot more than that. It also means increasing access to high-speed internet across our state, not just in well-populated cities, replacing lead service lines across Michigan so everyone can have access to clean water. Really the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which we are obviously very much in the midst of, really has highlighted the need for a total renovation and reimagination of infrastructure, whether it's children learning online or parents working from home or people needing access to healthcare services and economic opportunity online. Reliable internet access is now recognized as the necessity that I think it has been for a little while now when it comes to full participation in civic life. Our administration has been working vigorously with partners to expand internet access throughout this pandemic. So in October, for example, Comcast announced an $11 million network upgrade in Sanilac County to expand high-speed broadband internet to residents and businesses across this rural county. We're grateful to Comcast for this investment and proud of the progress that has been made for the economic and educational opportunities in Sanilac County. And while it's common to focus on barriers to internet access like infrastructure and service availability from a provider, issues like affordability and digital literacy also limit access. We need to think about how we can truly create real accessibility to the internet, connections for everyone that they can use. So we have to invest in both broadband access and education, employment opportunities, as well as other contributing factors. We can expand access by working alongside providers to reach areas that have previously been inaccessible. When we're fixing roads all across the state, we have a unique opportunity to partner with ISPs during the construction process to extend broadband access along those routes simultaneously to reach more rural or remote areas. We can expand adoption by increasing competition in areas that only have a single provider option so that consumers are really getting the best deal. And additionally, we can work with schools, libraries, and other current government programs from state, local, and federal governments to expand adoption. When we look at the barriers to broadband internet in its entirety, we can see that this is an issue that extends from Detroit to Delta County in the Upper Peninsula. It's something that should concern all 110 people in our House of Representatives, all 38 senators, all of our Michigan legislature. The internet is truly the most enabling infrastructure that we can create and invest in. And it is up to us to make sure everyone in Michigan can gain from this tremendous technology. Michiganders should be able to log on to use telehealth systems without fear of dropping off or of not being able to connect in the first place. Our healthcare professionals have been on the front line of this pandemic. They are real heroes. And during our highest surges, many medical professionals have turned to delivering service via telemedicine. This reduced risk for everyone and helps to ensure that Michiganders maintained access to quality healthcare, or some had access to it who didn't previously. This should become the standard across medical professions. And for that to become a reality, we have to make sure that everyone has broadband, quality, affordable internet access in the state of Michigan. You should be able to log on regardless of where you live, regardless of what your zip code is. So as we continue to fight COVID-19, we are still seeing that the virus has shine a bright light on systemic inequities, especially racial disparities. Governor Whitmer and I recognize that the generations of racial disparities and inequality have had a detrimental impact on the lives of people of color across Michigan and across the country. We took immediate action to try to address these disparities, and we assembled some of the best minds in our state to tackle issues of racial injustice now and in the future. And connectivity is one of those key core areas to me that we've been able to look in. And so I'm proud of the work that the Racial Disparities Task Force has done working with a number of participants in this summit to make sure that we can increase connectivity for communities of color in all walks of life in every corner of our state. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but we understand that when we work together, we can move Michigan forward. We can increase broadband access. We can improve healthcare. We can combat COVID-19. We can get better outcomes when it comes to health, education, wealth and economic opportunity, and everything in between. This is the biggest opportunity to expand access to the internet since the internet was invented. So our administration is looking forward to working with our partners from the private sector, our partners in the Biden-Harris administration and across federal government to ensure that access creates more opportunity for connected communities across the board. So thank you so much for having me here today, and I look forward to the outcomes of this summit.